Let's say that this is another person. This is another person, and this is you. Okay? Okay, let's say that this is you, and now I change you into going into that direction. Okay? And you will be happy only if that guy, if the another will come in your direction. That's terrible, because you are in effect. If this guy went into another direction and you happily change your direction to here, that's pleasure. It's not him changing, it's you changing. Do you get the idea? Because when he change, you're in effect. When you change, you are cause. And yet most people consider that before the universe will align to them, before the universe will give them, something is wrong with them. No, the universe, you don't want anything from the universe. The universe wants something from you. You are senior to the universe. If I want something from you, you are senior to me. So all universes are the result of dropped responsibility on ideas. The closer you get to energy, the further you get from yourself. But why do we always have to change to suit other people? You don't change to suit other people. You don't change to suit other people. What does it mean to change? What does it mean to change? Let's handle that for a second, okay? To change is like that. You can think about this universe as many, many viewpoints, okay? This is all viewpoints. So this is one viewpoint, and this is another viewpoint, and so on. They're all starting from here, okay? Now, you have a viewpoint. This is you, and you have a viewpoint. The purpose of this viewpoint is to make all other viewpoints wrong, and you are right. The purpose of the viewpoint is to make other people wrong, and you're right. Do you understand that? It is a trap, exactly. Now, the more you want to be right, the less you'll be in control, because all those other viewpoints has to say yes. So you are a total effect. Before this guy in China say yes, you are useless. So what you want is not to get them to have a new viewpoint. What you want is to embrace the viewpoint. So your viewpoint now is all of that. You don't expect them to change, you change. Because if I expect them to change, they're powerful, I'm useless. They need to tell me yes. Do you see that? Do you understand why I said earlier what I said? Yes? Good. Okay, you will see that usually in my seminars I tell you that everything is the opposite of what you think. Yes, here it will become on steroid. So the closer you get to energy, the further you get from yourself. Why? Why the closer you get to energy, the further you get from yourself? This is really fascinating. What is the highest level of energy? What is the highest level of energy? What do you think is the highest level of energy? Life, physical universe, creation point. You can give a definition of energy. I will, definitely. Communication, admiration. What is the highest? Explosion. Okay. The highest level of energy, if this is the beginning point, okay, let's say that this is the beginning and this is time. Okay, it started somewhere and it goes into infinite time. And this is today. We can call this thing present time. Okay, this is present time. Okay. The highest level of energy is present time, because in present time, you have the accumulation of all the past particles. You get that? So what is the further away from you? The further away from you is present time, because you are here. This is where you put an idea. And the further away from you is present time. So really, as I said yesterday, the future is really at the beginning. The future, you get to the future by going backward, not by going forward. The more you continue with time, the more you deal with energy, the further you get from yourself. Okay, so you are here, you are nothing, and you bring about something by ideas. And those ideas drop responsibility and they become matter, energy and time. Yes, and you become more and more and more and more and more and more physical things. Yes, and if this is present time, that will be the most amount of things, because you understand that this universe expands. There is more and more physical things, more and more used to be ideas are being put here, and it expands, and present time is the most number, and moment later there will be a few more ideas that turns into physical things. Yes, so here is the most amount of energy. Where are you? You are at the beginning. At the beginning, at the no energy, before something started. This is where you are. So the beginning, in order to come back to you, you need to go backward and not forward. So I shouldn't be in PT. You should be in present time only if present time for you is the total time that you create. What does it mean, the total time that you create? The total time that you use ideas and ideas alone. You are not affected by the physical universe. You go back to nothing. So our true self are in the non-physical, 100%. So we just have to keep creating, 100%. So right now, you are not here, but back there in potential. If you are here, if you are in the physical universe, if you consider that you are a body, you are a bunch of energy that have beginning, middle, and end, and you will end. Nothing equal good, 100%. Why do you get to be upset? Because there's a lot of accumulation of some things, a lot of accumulation of ideas of no responsibility, and you get upset. No one just stand up and kill someone if he didn't have accumulation of some things. Oh, one of you, very, very welcome. Yes, JJ, it is amazing. Monica, wow, agree with that. Yes, Nadine, amazing. Yes, this is really fascinating. Most people think that the future is there. Yes, they think that the future is there. That's not the future. That's death. The future is actually going backward. When you go backward, you come to the future because your future is only in how many ideas you can put there. That's the only future that there is, and otherwise that there is a deterioration. Good, James. Eva, good. Amit, very nice. Daniela, can you explain why we get upset? You get upset because when you're born, let's say that it is when you're born, okay? It's not exactly when you're born, but let's call it when you're born, you're a clean slate, okay? You need some idea to be put on you physically in order for you to have some kind of a chart, something that you agree or don't agree with. And there's another thing here, and another thing here, and another thing, and people do things to you, and more things to you. What does it mean people do things to you? You don't create ideas. You are not responsible. You accept facts instead of seeing the ideas. And one day, they did so much to you that you get upset. What does it mean, did to me? No one can do something to you. You just stop creating those ideas. You actually dropped your responsibility. So the closer you get to energy, the further you get from yourself. Present time is energy. So the more you continue with time, the further you get from you. This is you before the beginning. This is you able to create ideas, able to put ideas and to turn them into actuality. And this is energy. You consider you are a body. How do we go back to the beginning? Okay, that's what I'm going to explain. Hold on. So it is your responsibility to keep creating new ideas. 100%, David. Okay, let's continue. Energy decides for you and gets you away from you. When you have an energy, it decides for you. There's walls. There are walls. So you've got walls, and you've got a refrigerator to get the food from, and you've got a chair to sit on, and you've got a body to feed, and it needs to sleep, and you have a wife, or maybe you don't if you're lucky, and whatever, yes? You have all of those things which is deciding for you. And the more things decide for you, the further you get away from you. The more things convince you that you cannot just have an idea and have it become actuality, the less you become you. You want to know who is your enemies? Your enemies are anyone that actually impose on you a universe, sets of limitations. Did you notice that you don't like jails? Did you notice that you don't like rules? Did you notice that in a good condition, you don't even need rules? You want to know how bad the condition of a country or a group is? Check how many rules it has. The more rules you have, the more limited you are, the further away you are from yourself. What about religion? If you take religion as rules, you are as further as you can from God. because God actually don't give you rules. God give you choice. Yes, managers set rules on the workspace because they deal with bunches of energies, and when you have energy you need rules. You control energy with energy, and what you get is explosions. But if you want to improve, you don't want a group that do what it does because of rules, but you want them to do it because of duty. Duty is an idea. If a group does what it does because of rules, you have, the first bullet that will be shot in that group, they will run away. But if it is duty, no bullet can hurt you. That's why I always violate rules on the road. Vadim, yes, because you know instinctively that your ideas are senior to the rules. And when you succumb to the rules, when do you succumb to the rule? When you become old and you say, oh, it's dangerous, I need to be careful. What does it mean, careful? Careful mean I cannot create, so I need to keep it. I cannot create a new hand, so I'm careful not to lose the hand. What about when you start something and there is no rules and it is fun, then rules start to come in? Yes, because people start something and it's all ideas, and they don't know the mechanism. So instead of creating more creation, they're creating more rules. Yeah, duties are definitely nothing to do with rules. Good, Vadim. Even people who have their own business have to follow tax rules. Yes, I didn't say that you don't have to follow, but it's limiting you. Why do you think countries have problems? Because they have rules. Is there any inherent danger in I don't need rules? I can create whatever I want. Yes, there is inherent danger when you deal with people that are totally here. In order to have no rules, you cannot just take a bunch of people that are totally controlled by energy and tell them no rules. What you need to do is, first of all, rehabilitate the ability to create, and by that be ethical, and then you remove the rules. Policies are not rules, and policies are needed only as long as people are insane. I don't say drop tomorrow all the rules. That's not what I say, but inherently that rules is not something that you like, and rules actually bring about more rules, which bring about caging. Rules is caging, is limitation, and you want freedom. Policies is what worked. It is a method of thinking that allow a person to think for himself and it's the basic truth about something. Policies are the basic truth, and actually truth by its definition is something that eliminates something, not prolongs something. Very fascinating, no? Now, the more you decide, number or certainty of decision, the more you decide, the closer you get to yourself. Because in the process of getting away from you, you lose your power of choice. There are rules and you lose your power of choice. The rules can be man-made or energy-made or whatever made. So the more you continue, the further you continue in time, the more you lose your power of choice. In order for you to regain your power of choice, you need to decide. It's not important what you decide about. So powerful. Yes, thank you. Thank you, John. It's not important what you decide about. You just decide. It's just decide. Just decide to go faster. Just to decide to walk faster or slower. It's not important. Just decide to stand. Not just stand because you need to. Just decide not to eat. Just decide to eat. Not need to. And you will see that the way out is through decisions. And the way out is through decision, because the more decision you do, the more rules you undo. The more decision you do, the more rules you undo. Dustin, yes. The more you accept other people, the less you are of yourself. Good. And hence, anything that reduces your power of choice is a lie and an enemy, and anything that demonstrates your power of choice is true and your friend. You want to know if something is your friend? Just find out how much space, how much freedom they give you. If your wife is your friend, she will allow you to do anything. And if she can experience the anything, you will become more and more ethical. But if she will try to put limitation on you and limitation on you and limitation on you and limitation on you, you will get away from yourself and you will not be ethical. You cannot be ethical within a cage, because ethical means to create. Ethical do not mean to do nothing.